Carla Qualtrough is Canada's Minister of Employment, Workforce Development and Disability Inclusion, and she's with me now. Madam Minister, thanks for taking time to speak with me. Good to see you again.
Nice to talk to you, Peter.
Let's start with the new benefits you unveiled today in a bill introduced in Parliament, promising to provide $500 a week in EI benefits for those gig workers and self-employed workers who weren't covered by the CERB and aren't eligible for EI. That's a jump of $100 from what was announced, $100 per week from what was announced in the summer. And until now, you proposed this benefit, as I say, just a month ago, and it's up by $100. And Jagmeet Singh says that's good, that's enough. He thinks that's pretty close to get his support, but there's still a problem with the access to the sick leave benefits you've unveiled today as well. What's the sticking point?
Oh, Peter, we're right in the middle of important conversations with other parties to find a path forward to get this legislation approved and supported by parliamentarians so that we can get these benefits to Canadians. I think that we're very like-minded with the NDP around the need to provide workers with an option for sick leave that doesn't make people have to choose between their bills and taking time off work, or that forces people to feel like they have to work while they're sick. That's not good for the economy. We're talking very specifically around what our systems can deliver, how our systems deliver. We don't really have a system for delivery. We're really leaning heavily on the CRA right now to deliver benefits. And we're really trying to find a way forward to be as flexible in benefit delivery, but not make people wait and have assurances that we can actually do what we would like to say we can do.
All right. So is the sticking point on access to sick leave benefits? It sounds like you're saying it's not a willingness to pay them out. It's an issue, an actual technical issue in the program to be able to deliver them?
Well, like the NDP, we think 2 weeks of paid sick leave is really important for workers, especially right now, particularly workers who may have symptoms of COVID or who might have COVID actually. You'll recall back when we started this journey with the CERB, we could only deliver a benefit for 4 weeks. That's all our systems would do. Our systems now are at the point where we can safely deliver a 2-week benefit. Sorry, then we moved down to 2 weeks. Now we're at the point of being able to deliver a week-long benefit, which is currently what's proposed in the Act, and doesn't guarantee sick days. Basically, it gives a sick week, if you will, because we can't. So we're having these important conversations. And I agree with Mr. Singh that we're very close, because we agree on philosophically that Canadian workers need this support.
Okay, so it sounds like this is around the terms of how you do it. So if you don't, instead of having to deliver it in chunks, if people only take chunks, you might be able to do it by days. That's the sticking point?
Well, it's about the how of how we do this. Right now, it's legislated as 2 one-week benefits.
Right.
That is very proudly the officials have worked to get that down from 4-week benefits to 2-week benefits to now we can deliver 1-week benefits. Remember, these systems didn't exist 6 months ago. So those are the conversations we're having with the NDP very fruitfully.
All right. So to be clear, did you adjust that benefit from $400 to $500? Did you adjust that benefit upwards simply to satisfy the NDP, or is there a case to be made that people need more money to match the CERB?
Yeah, absolutely. We announced this a month ago, and I was very clear at the time that there was going to be flexibility in how we did this and what was going to be delivered, because we had to see, what the job numbers in August were, how back to school panned out, whether there was going to be a second wave. Back to school has been really uncertain. There's been uncertainty in the pandemic. We're now in a second wave. We made the decision that it was it was better to be more generous with Canadians right now. We had hoped more people would be able to go back to work, that there'd be more certainty. There just isn't, and we need to support Canadians. Now, very excited that the legislation we're proposing really addresses some of the disincentives to work piece. So I think it strikes a good balance between incentivizing people to go back to work, but also helping people who just can't.
The Prime Minister went on national television last night and said that we're in the second wave and it could be worse than the first wave. Why didn't you just extend the CERB?
Well, first of all, the CERB was a very blunt instrument of benefit delivery that was developed at a time when we shut down the economy, and we were asking people to stay home and not go to work. Now we're saying, we recognize we're still in a pandemic, but go to work if it's safe for you to do so. If you have a job to go to, please do it. We've learned a lot. Our legislation is more sophisticated, I would say, in terms of it's covering more people. You know, the CERB benefit was for people who had lost their job. This benefit is for people with reduced income as well as job lost. There was concerns about the rigor of disincentivizing work. We think we've addressed that by requiring people to look actively for jobs, to take jobs if they can. It's a better piece of law, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Okay, let's finish on this. Can you guarantee that Canadians who have been receiving the CERB will take home no less money when they transition to the EI system if they need to do that?
Yes, I'm smirking because I know we've had conversations about Phoenix, so I'm always smirking when people ask me to guarantee anything. But I can assure Canadians that they'll get at least $500, whether you're on EI or this new recovery benefits, every week in order to help pay for the essential things you need to support your families and pay your bills. Yes.
All right, Carla Qualtrough, good to talk to you again. Take care. Thanks for taking the time.
Take care.